and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and it's time to get a little bit more done on flying feathers. We're still on these bigger sections at the bottom. It's like a section and a half, so you're getting a little bit of a bonus for this bottom stretch of the painting. It's more than I normally do on a WIP chat, unless I'm doing a monster one. Whereas at the minute I seem to be doing quite a few smaller ones than single monster ones. But it's definitely a bit bigger. I hope you're all doing good. I still have loads and loads of comments to go through. Didn't seem to get through too many comments on my Heaven and Earth design on Sunday, but that's quite often the case when it comes to my Heaven and Earth design. I think that's why I was doing quite a few WIP chats of Mother Earth before I got that one finished. I quite enjoyed doing a few of those because I felt like I could read through comments and stuff a bit more, but let's crack on. I hope you've all had a wonderful weekend when that all finished. So Sarah Jane, she says that she does love the painting of Mother Earth. She said it's a really pretty painting, which, yes, it still is. Really, really nice painting, and it was really enjoyable to do. This one I'm working on at the moment. It's not exciting me as much. The diamonds aren't awful, but they're also not like clicking super snugly. And of course it's going to take a bit until we get to the actual image side of things, which is, not their fault. I chose the image. I think this was more of a painting that I picked an image I liked to try out the company, rather than being an image I fell in love with and therefore picked it up from the company, if that makes sense. I think sometimes there's a little bit of a difference. Sometimes you can absolutely, well and truly, fall in love with an image and decide that you must have it, and therefore really, really enjoy doing it. And sometimes you're picking up one because maybe you want to try a company, or maybe you're trying to hit free postage to go with another one, or something like that. And sometimes while it's an image you like, it's not quite got that love factor. Having said that, the Diamond Art Club that I've just finished, the Mother Earth, that was picked up to make the best of postage when ordering something for Megan. And I did really enjoy doing that one. So maybe there's a little bit of hit and miss. I think the Diamond Art Club one was bought as well more recently. So therefore I've gained an understanding of, while there are images with more muted colours, which I suppose this is a little bit more muted at the moment. Might change when we get to the parrot, but at the moment it's a bit more muted. For a more muted image, if it is one that I have a particular room in mind that I want to put the picture, I'm driven by the fact that I know it's going to look amazing once I put it up, and I've got the drive to do the painting for that. But if I'm doing a painting for the diamond painting side of things, then a place for it to go, and for the pure enjoyment, then I do actually prefer the bright colour paintings. And I think that's something that I've only come to realise more recently, that if I'm just diamond painting for the sake of diamond painting, as the hobby itself, then I much prefer the bright colour paintings to do. And maybe that's why this one's just, it's not horrid to do. I'm enjoying the process, but not as much as I've enjoyed some others. Maybe that's more the way to say it. The diamonds are still nice quality. There is a little bit of gaps, but not huge gaps. I've definitely had ones where the diamonds are awful. These diamonds are not awful. They've just not got that satisfying click, though they do all fit together. And there's just the occasional gap. But anyway, I digress. First comment, and I've digressed already. Tori says that they're curious, what do I use in my drill pen? So in my pen I use glue dots. I find that they last a lot longer than wax for me. We have discussed it in a few of the different WIP and chats. But yeah, glue dots work for me. They work for the climate that I live in, i.e. the UK, primarily cold. Doesn't work as well in some places that are a bit more humid. Some people just can't get on with them, depending on how hard, they maybe press down on the diamonds when they put them on the canvas. There's a few different things that can make a difference, but there is quite a few of us that use glue dots and have become converted to glue dot users that are a lot, or I find them a lot easier and a lot more long lasting than wax. I find I can put a glue dot in, it can take a little bit to prime, but once I've got it to the nice level of stickiness, it can last for ages before I either need to take it out and pop it back in. Quite often I do, or eventually I need to take it out and pop a new one in and then go through priming the new one and off I go again. But that can be after a really full large diamond painting, or multiple smaller diamond paintings, or a mixture of the two. Okay, seeing if I have got all the E's. Don't seem to be quite as many letters in this one. I don't think we have as much of a variance of colour, but I'm just working across the bottom and doing those across the bottom initially. So I'm now on 762, which has a rogue purple. So let's get that one out. I don't even think, oh, there is purple in this kit. I didn't think there was purple. There is no 550 though, there's only a 154, which is darker than the one that was in here. So it must have just got picked up from the factory for another kit. Trying to get my bottom edge as straight as I can. I've not put a gift card or anything down by it, but try and get that as straight as possible, and then the rest should slot in a bit better. Helps it to look straight on the main edges. Kimberly says, thanks for the bonus WIP and Waffle. There is many more happening / to come, but you are more than welcome. The WIP and Waffles seem to go down really well. I'm enjoying doing them. I'm enjoying getting more diamond painting done, while also filming and getting YouTube content up. So It's a win-win for us all. She says, hope everyone is having a good week so far. She's working on her Harry Potter painting from Diamond Art Club. That's another one that Megan's had her eye on. Megan is actually a very awesome buyer of diamond paintings. She just can never seem to find the time to actually do some. At the moment, she has a few on the go that are still not yet done, but I'm sure she'll pick up the bug again. She's had a few times that she's thought about doing some more. I'll have a case free for her as well soon, so she can do her little mini Space Gem, little mini paintings. Because they sent over a set of the mini space ones so that Megan could do them. So yeah, I'm sure once she's got the storage container, she might find a bit of time to fit in some more of those. I'm just trying to see where all my C's are. What else has Kimberly said? She's only got 4 more sections of her Harry Potter canvas to go. She's hoping to finish it up the next day. She says she's just received her purple pen from the March shop release, she says, and it's gorgeous. Oh, I am glad. There's a few pens that we've released recently. We had an absolutely fantastic time shopping for pens. And the purple one and this one, and of course the one for next month that's actually coming out next month, were definitely a few of our favourites. That's why we picked them up. We tend to pick up our favourites / trying to pick up a bit of variety as well. She says she can't wait to use it. She also says she's currently reading The Club by Ellery Lloyd and she can't put it down. Any mystery, suspense, she says, bookworms in the group should put it on their book list. It's very good so far. She said, hugs to you and Luna from Ohio. Thank you, Kimberly. I might pop that one on my little wish list. I've not had as much time to listen to books since we've had Luna. But I do have a few now saved in my wish list that, you know, now things are settling down. I say settling down, we feel like they're settling down, but then they settle down a little bit more. So things are getting better and calmer and easier. I'm sure I'll be back to diamond painting while listening to books soon enough. Even while having to keep half an ear / eye on what Luna's up to. Peaches and Crafts says, love this bonus WIP Chats. They said they have received their order from Admiral Zest. They got 2 trays, a pink Admiral Zest and a grey Zesty. I'm currently using the grey Zesty. They got everything they need to make their spares box and their logbook. They can't wait to place another order. Oh, that's nice to hear. I hope you really do enjoy putting your spares and stuff together. I love doing my spares boxes. I really do. I've just done a spares box for my spares, and I even enjoyed that, even though that has a lot more of a basic setup, because it is, you know, diamonds that I will in turn be passing on. It's a little bit more of a basic setup, but it's just nice to have them all in one place, even if inside the box is a little bit more basic on some than others. Definitely makes dekitting a whole lot nicer. A whole lot nicer. Excuse me. Peaches and Craft says she's still working on the old shoe house, or at least she was when she left this comment. But she hopes to have it finished by Mother's Day because it's for her mum. Oh, so that might be May. I have noticed that she's spelt mum M-O-M, which means she is more than likely the other side of the pond, which means it's a Mother's Day in May rather than ours in March, because we spell mum M-U-M. Always confuses me when it's spelled M-O-M. Hope all is well, she says, on the puppy front, and they just got an 8-week-old pit bull called Nero. He's a lot of fun, but just got to break the chewing. Yes, the chewing is something for us that, you know, we're more than happy for her to chew on her toys. It's the potential chewing on any furniture, the non-puppy biting spray doesn't seem to affect our Luna at all. Doesn't seem bothered by it in the slightest. But since reading that they often bite things they shouldn't, i.e. furniture and stuff, in effect being like they're being a little bit defiant, but it's still puppiness rather than naughtiness as such, is often when they're overtired and can't shut off. So we have found now that when she does get to the point of starting to bite furniture rather than toys, and is not distracted easily by a toy, so sometimes she will accidentally catch the couch when she's playing with a toy. That's an accident. Sometimes she will go to nip the couch and you can give her a toy and she'll go off and play with the toy and all is fine. It's when she keeps going back to it, it is tiredness with her. And we have found that when we pop her in her pen, which has her bed and stuff in there, but just keeps her contained, she will settle down, chew on a true toy that she has in her bed, and goes to sleep. So it is definitely tiredness with her, because then when she wakes up again, she's not interested in the couch. So maybe that is something that you may need to pay attention to, that if they're chewing, and I am by no means an expert, I've had a dog for 4 weeks now. Yeah, if you find that they are sort of more destructive chewing, then it potentially could be that they are tired, but they don't know that they need to sleep because they're not yet old enough. And by teaching them that that is then, even sometimes just quiet time, I find can stop her, even if she just has a 5-minute snooze. And then sometimes, you know, wakes up again or gets distracted again, or sometimes she will play again nicely. She just needs a little cat nap or puppy nap. Sometimes she needs a bit longer. Peach and Craft also says, she says, second comment of this video, how do you trim down a glue dot? She said she has that problem all the time. Might be an idea for a tip and trick. Yeah, that might be a good tip and trick idea, actually. I will take note of that one. I use a pair of scissors, but they're not the normal kitchen scissors. So I actually use these Fiskars sharper scissors, because they can get a bit closer and are still sharp enough on that one side to get close enough to trim the top off a glue dot. But maybe if I pop it down on my tips and tricks ideas, I might give it a go with a knife as well and see if it can work using a knife as well as using those scissors so that people have got a couple of options for trimming down a glue dot if it needs it. It tends to vary. Sometimes I find that the glue dot will sit in and it'll sit into the likes of the metal tip and won't need any cutting down. And sometimes the way it goes in, it does just need a little trim. But I'll pop that down on my video ideas. Diana, she says, love watching the progress on Mother Earth and seeing the picture come to life. Such pretty colours. Yes, absolutely loved. I'm kind of missing Mother Earth at the moment. But I think that's because this is a little bit more muted. It's still enjoyable, it's just different. Rather different than what I've been doing. And maybe that's what's a bit more of it as well. It's so vastly different. But it's still a nice painting, and it is really nice to get an older one from my stash to be picked. Because I do feel as though, you know, I do have quite a few in my stash, especially my large paintings. In fact, more so my large paintings, whether it's because they're dearer. I do feel as though there are definitely some neglected in my larger ones, and by actually getting some of these older ones done, keeps my stash a little bit fresher. Let me see if I can actually zoom you in a little bit closer. See how that goes. I was thinking of zooming it in even closer and moving the board up and down according to what section I'm doing. But I'm not sure if that's a bit too extreme, because there'll be times when I will completely forget. Jelly Osborne said, I don't often comment, but I do have to say that they like it when I do WIP and Chats on the same canvas. It's great to see the canvas come to life, and she also hopes that Looney the puppy is doing well. Oh, thank you. That is reassuring to know that people like the same canvas with the WIP and Chats. I know not everybody watches the screen the whole time a WIP and Chat's on. Some people quite often diamond paint at the same time, and maybe just, you know, glance up and have a look at what's going on, and that can often be enough, especially when I'm working on the same type of canvas, to see things come to life. I'm often able to work on a large painting multiple times on a WIP and Chats. That's a lot easier to do for me. Even though sometimes I do, you know, a biggish section in between WIP and Chats, especially if I'm only doing them on a Sunday, with my Heaven and Earth design. So sometimes I've worked a good couple of weeks on a large canvas before it goes on camera again. But at the moment I'm on a mini focus on my Heaven and Earth design mini one. I want to get a lot more of it done. I want to make a big dent into it. So you might get to see a lot of this one. I'm not sure if you'll get to see all of it. I may decide that a couple of sections are getting a bit samey, you know, and come back when it's a little bit more exciting when I get near the parrot. But I might just continue on this one and continue throwing in loads more WIP and Chats and see how quick we can get it finished together as such. But yeah, I'll try and make sure that any large paintings for sure that I'm working on, you do get to see it through various stages. At the moment I have sort of put my big Heaven and Earth design, my massive project one, a little bit on pause. I don't think it's going to disappear completely, but I'm not panicking about getting loads of it done because I'm focusing on the mini one instead and on getting as much of that as I can done. Maybe when the weather's a bit nicer, I might be more inclined to have, you know, a few days sat at the dining table doing a bit on the big one to try and make a little bit more of a dint through that one. But for now I'm focusing on mini and how much of the mini can I get done or feel as though I've made some really good progress on, because I do feel like I'm a little bit swamped with my 2 Heaven and Earth design at the moment. So yeah, we'll see how we can go. If you hear any knocking, I do apologise. I think that seems to be next door doing something. Tammy, she says, thank you for this video. She enjoys watching and listening while working on it doing housework. That's something I do. I often have a YouTube video on while doing housework. Haven't had much time to diamond paint. It's been in a bit of a rut. Praying they get out of it soon. And thank you always. I think everything. I've had weeks where I've hardly diamond painted at all. I know I may have had videos up, but it doesn't mean I've actually been doing a lot of diamond painting through the week in the evenings. Sometimes the WIP Chat is the only diamond painting that I've done throughout a week. I think things just do go through phases. Weather can make a difference. Deciding to decorate a room in your house can make a difference. Just life in general can make a difference. If you're finding it's something that you want to do but you can't quite get yourself to do, then maybe you need to pick a new canvas. A new canvas or a new painting that excites you a bit more. Maybe it's actually the thought of the current project that's turning you off. But have a look at that and see if that'll help you. If not, a WIP Chat's always good while doing housework, because you can just listen to me while you're doing your housework. There's quite a few YouTube videos, some of them that I find really, really easy to more listen to than watch. But of course there's still something on the screen when you do want to either look up or watch for a bit, or, you know, see what's happened. If something dramatic happens, if I decide to drop all my diamonds, I'm sure there will be a few heads that will lift up and have a look at the screen. But you can still look up at this periodically and see where I've got up to without having to watch every single diamond being placed, unless you want to. Debbie says, hi Rebecca. She says, love the Mother Earth diamond painting. Hope my kids will buy it for me. Well, there's a hint. There's a hint to the kids. Had to give up work as the pain in her back got worse. And the doctors said it was osteoporosis. Ooh. I do hope they get it for you then. It's it would be nice to be able to do something that makes you smile while you're relaxing and resting your back. I hope you've told them a few times. Repeat it. Some kids need it repeating a lot more than once to know it is really, really what you want. But yeah, I've been absolutely rubbish in saying what I want for my birthday. I think I have told the kids about one diamond painting that I'd like, but other than that, I feel like I'd have to go browsing and potentially go shopping to find anything else that I want. So I've definitely not made it easy for them at all, because I just don't know myself. It's not an easy question for me to answer. never mind for me to tell the kids and for them to be able to get me something from it. I just don't know. I feel like I've got everything I need. I need more time, but I know that's not something that they can give me. So it seems a bit tight to ask them for something that's just unrealistic and out of their reach. Stories by Mer says, if they're not mistaken, they said Heaven and Earth Design do custom size blank canvases. That will be good to know, because I do love theirs with the symbols on it, and I'm quite excited to do that one when I can get round to it, because that one is a bright coloured one. I went on the basis that I wanted something that was bright and colourful and had lots of fun colours in it. But if they do blank canvases and they do them the right size for the diamond paintings for their cross-stitch charts, they do feel like really nice quality canvases, so that's always a good shout if you want to do it without the symbols, if you want to do the blank rather than the colourful. Dinia says, thank you for doing these WIP and waffles. They're in the middle of revamping / expanding her storage, and for some reason she decided to be all fancy and watercolour kinda, dividers, etc. Oh wow. Listening to you said while they work reminds me of how much nicer it will be when it's done. That sounds amazing. I never even thought of fancying up the dividers more than the fact of putting pretty stickers on it. But actually doing watercolour on the dividers sounds like it's going to be amazing. Hopefully, if you are in the group, please pop some pictures up on the group, either in progress, we're always happy to see in progress, or finished, if that's what you prefer. We love seeing everybody's storage in the group and what it all looks like, and everybody's pretty cards and diamonds all lined up in rows. Excuse me. It's definitely something that appeals to all of us. Okay, so that's my white. 3756. Oh, this is the colour I've just remembered, because I've not long sorted out my extras storage. This is the colour that I have a bucket ton of from an Ever Moment painting I did quite a few years ago. And I can imagine I'm going to end up with quite a few spares left over from this as well. So I think I'm going to be expanding my extras of this colour. I may need to try and find something to do with them all. Robin says, hi, just love your WIP and waffles. She's just got her box today with her big tray in it. She thinks she also needs, or thinks she needs a smaller one, but she does like it anyway. I flip between the two. I really do. At the moment, this one has been handy from my WIP and Chat from my Heaven and Earth design. But I have actually been working with a bigger one recently when I was doing my Heaven and Earth design in the conservatory. I do really flip between the two. I don't think I have a favourite. But I am glad that you like it anyway, and maybe in the future you can treat yourself to a zesty one as well and see if your favourite keeps changing, because mine definitely does. I gravitate towards one of them and then I end up changing and constantly using another one. And according to the orders that go out, I think a lot of people are the same. There is some people that just buy one size or another, the likes of when a limited edition comes out and things. But there are quite a few people that like to buy both and work on both. And normally for this size section, and the fact that this painting is a lot of the same colour, I would normally use my bigger tray for this. But I also try to use trays in my WIP and Chat that are available at the time or about to be available at the time. So if we've recently announced a new limited edition colour, I tend to use that on the week leading up to the launch so that people can see it in person. Otherwise, I tend to stick to using the stock colours of paintings, stock colours of trays, which is pink, white and grey. However, pink is currently out of stock. We have struggled at the moment. Our supplier is currently not shipping to the UK. They've got trouble with shipping to the UK. We are waiting for them to fix that to be able to print more pink and restock the pink. So in between, we have picked an alternative colour to bring out as a basic colour for a while. But I want a decent amount of it printed first so that people can order and it will be shipped. So there's this little lull in between at the moment. And in relation to the big trays, I don't think a white one is the best tray for me to use for this painting, because a lot of the colours that I'm using are really light. I wanted a contrast. And for the grey tray I have myself in my stash is a lighter grey than the stock colour, because it's one of the trays we had right at the beginning. It's actually 4Kids branded rather than Add More Zest branded. So the only grey that I have in the true stock colour, so that you guys can see the true colour, is the zesty one. So that's also partly the reason I just decided to stick with zesty, because I didn't want to be flashing pink in the WIP and Chat when pink is out of stock for now, until our supplier sorts out their shipping issues to the UK. Once they've fixed that, we will of course bring it back and we will need to print out stock. But for now, we will be bringing in soon a temporary colour, which is different. It's not another version of pink. It is a different colour that I think people will be happy with. I hope people will be happy with. I can only go on feedback and comments that I've seen and read. So yeah, from what I can tell, it is a colour that a lot of people will be happy with, and it will give people the opportunity to buy one without having, you know, the limited edition rush. That some months is quicker than others, and you never know quite what it's going to be. Even we never know quite what it's going to be. So I want to make sure that I have a decent amount before they're put on the website, because I don't want people to be waiting weeks for them to print. And I don't want a pile of orders sat there waiting to go out either. I very much like to get orders out as soon as possible for people, because I believe they've ordered it because they want it, so therefore I want to get it on its way. Robin said, would love to see your new puppy. hubby did put a photo up on the Facebook group if you're on there. Maybe I will try and do a little compilation maybe of some videos of Luna being Luna. Maybe that's another thing I need to put on my little list, that I could just do a little compilation of Luna, along with the fact that I need to do a kitchen video as well, so that you guys can see the update on that, and maybe scatter those in with my weekly videos so that you guys can see a little bit of outside of this diamond painting zone that we have going on here. I already said my girlfriends and I get together every Wednesday to do diamond painting. We just love spending time together doing something we like to do. We work on them for almost 6 hours. Wow. She says I talk about you a lot. She loves listening to me talk. And take care of yourself. Miss you a lot when you're not on. Oh, thank you so much. There is a lot of older videos if I'm not on, but I am trying to keep up and keep videos on as much as possible. Every now and then though, life just throws me a little curveball, but I do love the idea of sort of a weekly or a monthly meetup where you can just chat and diamond paint, because they both go hand in hand, as I've proven on multiple WIP and Waffles. You can chat and diamond paint at the same time. I can even read comments out at the same time sometimes. Don't always read them right, but I try. I try to read them right, it just doesn't always happen. Kimberly says another WIP and Waffle. So excited because she was able to finally finish a Harry Potter canvas. So there we go, a few comments later, and we find out Kimberly did get her Harry Potter canvas finished. Awesome news. Placed her last diamond about halfway through the WIP and Waffle that she's commenting on, and got her next canvas kitted up, ready to go. Went from the magical world of Harry Potter to an undersea image called Under the Rainbow from Dreamer Designs. I like that, changing companies as well as images. Hope you're having a fantastic day, she said, and the family and puppy are all doing well. Hugs from Ohio. Thank you, Kimberly. Yes, we're all doing fairly well. Hubby is feeling a little bit under the weather. He unfortunately tested positive for COVID the other day. He tests as standard for work. He's daily testing for work, sometimes multiple times a day, because he does fix medical equipment. So sometimes if he goes into somewhere in the morning he tests, somewhere in the afternoon he tests. So he did his usual morning routine of doing a test and then driving to where he needed to go with the test sat on the seat next to him doing its time thing. And when he got where he was going, it showed up as a positive. So he did a second one to be sure as sure before phoning the boss. So he's been at home. He's doing okay. He's feeling a little bit under the weather, but he did seem to, catch it, of course, quite early on, in the fact that he tested the day before and he was fine. But yeah, we'll see how that one goes. So we've now had 3 out of 6 people in the house have now had COVID. Each person has had it individually. So far we have not had one family member pass it on to another family member. So far. I'm saying so far because we all know things could change. But yeah, so far they've all been individual isolated cases with a month or so apart. And everybody has been okay. Like there's, you know, a little bit of maybe under the weather or a cold or a runny nose. There has been the odd loss of full taste, but that has come back. So yeah, we'll see how this next one goes. But yeah, we're doing good. We're ticking over. Anna Dion says, thank you. You're welcome. I'm guessing I answered a question. This is the only thing when I'm so far behind. I don't know what I'm answering. But Anna, you're welcome. Whatever I did, you're more than welcome. Lady Dax says, thank you for another WIP and Waffle. Having finished Piggy, I knew she'd finish Piggy. She's divided to finish the Kt3 mystery painting that she started weeks ago. She can't say she's enjoying it, but she doesn't want to let it beat her. She's decided to finish that one. I was like, that divided? Does that mean you're doing two? And then I've realised it's just a mistype because the V is next to the C on the keyboard. She's decided to finish her Kt3 mystery diamond painting. She says, as for spiders, she said that they keep a piece of card and an upturned glass out in the hallway. So she keeps an eye on a spider while her daughter gets them. And then she captures the spider and puts it out. She said we could never kill one. We have one that lives on the lounge ceiling and one that lives in the loo. She said apart from that, the cats probably eat a few. Yeah, I'm not all for killing spiders, just don't invade my personal space is all I'm saying. If a spider invades my personal space, then I can't tell you how I may react to that one. But I can't see me being the nicest, especially if you touch me. Cindy Lee says, hi Waffles. Thank you for your WIP and Chats. She says, you keep me company while I'm diamond painting. She's from Michigan. And she said, Michigan, you are feeling better. You have a blessed week. Oh, thank you. Diamond painting with Todoka. Sorry if I've hashed that up and pronounced that wrong. She says they're getting their house done up too. They're getting a new floor next Wednesday in the living room, and the painting's getting done in that room now too. The camera interrupting me midway through. Sorry, she says they're getting the new floor done next Wednesday, and the living room, the painting's done in that room now too, she says, as it was needed in the worst way. She says she agrees that a new look really does make you smile going into it. It does. There's nothing like, you know, a room decorate or anything like that. It doesn't even have to be full-on painting. So I often smile when going into our bedroom that we painted and stuff a while back. If you were here then, we did a whole bedroom switch with two of the girls, and then we did the decorating and the painting. Since then, that project, apart from being painted and stuff, hasn't actually moved any further forward, i.e. I still need to do, you know, shelves or decorating the walls and putting stuff up. but it does still have that element of making me smile now. And I know once I find that the time and the focus to make decisions on, you know, what sort of artwork / shelves and stuff to go in that room, and actually get that implemented, it will make the room feel fresh again. Sometimes it is just making a space work the best way it can, or sometimes it is just redecorating a space. I have before now, not recently, I haven't done it for a while and I do need to do it. I have before now pulled all like decoration pieces or decorative bits, thinking vases, pictures, you know, maybe not ones that are hung up, but things, I like things on shelves a lot of the time. There are places that we have pictures hung up, but if I can have them on shelves that can be changed about, all the better if it works in that space. And I absolutely love it when I pull all, you know, decoration bits or decor bits into one room, all together, and use the decoration bits that I have to redecorate my space. So move them about into different rooms in different places. Some stuff works absolutely perfect where it is. So while I take it out of that room, it will go back into the same place. Sometimes even the same configuration with the same smaller bits of decor, because it works and because it makes me smile, even though it's been there for months. But then sometimes just refreshing the other spaces and changing up where things go, you can often find another way of displaying some things that just works and just looks so much better. And yeah, I love doing that. Quite often when I do buy pieces or pick up pieces of decor, I try not to make it, you know, be themed or too specific to a certain room style. If it can be a bit more neutral, all the better, because that then allows me to do the whole pulling everything out. And sometimes things will stay in the same room but in a different place. And yeah, I love giving a room a refresh like that. It's like, just brings the room back to life without having to pull everything out and think about painting it all, which is horrific. Kathy Brooks says, quick question, where can I find those large clips that you're using on the easel? So I don't actually have any in here at the moment because I'm working on the bottom of the canvas. It hasn't needed the clips. But on the Diamond Art Club Mother Earth, I was working with some big clips. I did actually get them from DIY Choose. I don't think, I'm sure somebody told me that they weren't on their website when they looked. I have seen them on another website. I'm not sure which one it was. It was one of the companies that I work with showcasing some of their products, but it was under the cross stitch section, I think, because quite often they will do diamond painting and cross stitch, and I'm sure I saw some clips in the cross stitch section. But if you want to be able to do potentially a universal search or be able to pick it up and get it quicker, the likes of maybe from Amazon, for an example, then towel clips is what you need to search for. So search for towel clips and you should find those big clips that I've been using, and hopefully that will help you to find them. I have also used really small quilting clips often, and they do work, but my light pad's quite thick, So they tend to work better if I'm working with a small diamond painting that I need to clip to my easel. For the big ones, I find those towel clips, because they've got the big circle, because they're, sorry, triangle shape, because it's sort of a big circle where it clips. And then, so if you think of like the peace sign, not the peace sign, no, not the peace sign, I'm thinking of like the breast cancer ribbon. That's what I'm thinking of. If you think of that, but it's actually clipped down here where it joins up, it actually has this big gap. So this small section is where it pinces onto, you know, your canvas, but it allows you to have, you know, a canvas looping over, and it doesn't squish it flat. I think that's what I was trying to say. I don't even know if that was in English. But yeah, search for towel clips. Amy, she says once she's done the washing up, she will be doing more of her updating of her diamond painting storage. Oh, I knew I'd miss that letter F if I didn't just do it. I thought to myself when I pulled the F's out, I'll do that single one on its own. And then I was like, oh no, I'll do the others first. And of course, I forgot it. So let me just do it before I keep staring at it and getting annoyed. I've just noticed I've missed a C as well. Let's do that one as well. Luckily my pen is sticky enough to allow me to just dip into the pot. Okay, where was I? Let's go back to doing P. Oh, Amy says she has kept hold of a Hotel Chocolat box that she got for Valentine's Day for her special diamonds. And her partner loves that it's not going in the bin. That is a good idea. Save it. Even the fact that it was a gift for Valentine's Day makes it even nicer that it's something to save, but something that you can actually use. Because sometimes you get gifts or you get things in absolutely gorgeous packaging, but if you've got no use for it, it just sits there. I tend to use a lot of, so I've had some things sent to me in gorgeous boxes and stuff. Often I use those now to keep all my cards and letters that I get from subscribers. They all go into those boxes so that I can keep the box, but it's also got a use rather than me just moving it about and not sure what to do with it. So I love the idea that you're using it for your special diamonds. Steph Jones says she's loving all these extra WIP and waffles. Thank you. I'm glad they're going down well because there's a few. Margaret also says she's enjoying all the WIP work in progress and especially the waffles, she says. Oh, thank you. And I must say, Margaret, the sweets that you sent us for Easter have all gone. They did go down an absolute treat. So thank you ever so much for those. It was ever so thoughtful. I'm pretty sure I did mention it and thank Margaret on a previous WIP and Chat. But yeah, ever so gratefully received and promptly munched through by the family. Crazy cat lady, she says, ooh, no, and 3 screaming faces. If spiders come into her flat, she says they don't tend to live. If she doesn't get them, her cats will. She really doesn't do spiders. Yeah, I think there are different levels of can tolerate spiders. And I fully appreciate that it is definitely not some people's cup of tea. I cannot say I love spiders. I do not. But I can say that I don't despise them as much as others do. Right, for the letter E, I only need 2. At least I think it's only 2. Is it only 2? It is. So last but by no means least, we have a scattering now of ecru. The letter D. Diamond Sparkle Chase says, thank you for your WIP and waffles. Do you use Goo Gone, she says, on your baggies to get the sticky residue off from the stickers? I've not had to use it on baggies to get in sticky residue off. I would have thought it would work. I mainly use them on my plastic storage tubs. Quite often any baggies that I've been taking a sticker off from, I've actually been replacing it. So quite often I just stick the new or revised sticker over the top. But I've not actually used Goo Gone on a baggie. But I definitely do use it on my storage when I've finished. Not all the time. It depends on how sticky the stickers were. How much they've stuck to the plastic containers. But I definitely have used it for that. Okay, so that is another section of the diamond painting done. Let me zoom you guys back out. Oh, my battery started flashing. It timed that well, didn't it? You can see we do have that feather there. We do have, I don't know whether that's something over the top. I'm guessing time will tell. It's definitely more of a muted pastel-y background, which I'm sure will pop with colour later. But do stay tuned, there'll be more WIP and chats on the flying feathers as I work my way across and work my way up to the point that I actually get to the parrot. But thank you all so much for joining me for this one, and I'll speak to you all again soon.